Did you ever play sports? I'm talking from high school down to elementary school. How do you think they affected you? Do you think they had a lasting impression from then to now? So the CDC for 19 years and younger has obesity rates at about 20%, meaning it affects almost 15 million kids in the US. I'm talking about stuff like high cholesterol, high blood pressure, asthma, and type 2 diabetes. So I would like to see schools implement a policy where kids are required to participate in one sport a year. I've been in sports my entire time in school, as well as on and off, and I'm now currently coaching wrestling. My son, who's 5 years old, was in martial arts last year, and this year is his first year as wrestling. In fact, I have a singlet that I was going to wear, but I think it's a little too small for me. Maybe next time. So let's look at what we're going to talk about. First off, we're going to look at some benefits. Second off, we're going to look at when and where. And third, we're going to look at some social inequalities. So first off, the benefits. Some of the main benefits are a higher self-esteem, higher courage, lower rates of anxiety and depression, as well as lower rates of suicide. As well as just a healthy habit. According to health.gov, 73% of adults that participate in sports now played when they were younger. So that's a happy continuum. As well as investing physically in your health with cardiovascular health and muscular fitness. The when and where. So every kid is different, as well as every program. But majoritively, most programs from wrestling starts from 4 to 5 years old. Karate, 4 to 5 years old. But this is going to be different from everywhere you go. But majoritively, from what I've seen, is it starts at as young as 4 years old, and it starts with good habits, and a lot are catered to those younger kids, so they help them as well. And the where, karate as a first statement, is everywhere. They have facilities located throughout cities. And for any other sports, schools are actually open to all kids. You're not required to be attending that school in order to participate in that sport. So as long as you meet the eligibility requirements, you can participate in another school's sports team, even if you're going to a rival school. So it helps physically, it helps mentally, and they can participate from 4 and up, practically anywhere, in anything. So let's look at roadblock. So Nick Holt, a psychologist in Canada, has directly related lower income families to participate less in sports compared to higher income families. And they were related directly to two things. It was time and financing. So the two biggest things are they can't make it there, or they can't provide transportation, or they simply don't have the income to account for these things, as sports do require quite a bit of income. So with my policy intact, schools would be funding sports more. The first thing they'd be funding is transportation to and from practices and events and tournaments. The second would be for uniforms and specialty gear. Wrestling requires a headgear and shoes, and special shoes, not just regular shoes, which can run upwards of $60 to $150 just for a pair of shoes on kids that change next year. And third would be for food. The most unrecognized thing about sports is that a well-balanced diet extremely affects them in their energy levels and what they can put out. So, with all that in place, this would level the playing field between the lower income and the higher income, allowing them to as well enjoy the benefits that sports teach our youth. So, from the start, we directly talked about the benefits, we talked about when and where, and we talked about the social inequalities. So my call to action is to you as parents and members of the community is to go to your school, go to your meetings, write your Board of Education, and ask them for a requirement, not just PE, but a sport that your kids can be involved in. Something that they can participate in and make it a requirement for schools. So let's look back at the first few questions I asked you. Do you remember your sport that you participated in? Do you remember how it affected you? And did it affect you and continue on in life? Mark Spitz as a quote, failure to prepare means you're prepared to fail. I believe children are our future. And I would like a happier and healthier future where we can work together. And kids in sports, we're prepared for just that. Thank you.